Hello there, Ray here, and behind me you see something very strange. This is a wither shield made out of withers. This is a neat idea that came to me during our Twitch snapshot streams. And those are streams where we open up a creative server with the viewers and you guys can come on and join me as we design new things for the latest snapshot. And if you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and follow me there on Twitch. It doesn't cost you anything. And there is hours and hours of videos on there of crazy stuff that we discovered during our Twitch streams, many of which never makes it into a YouTube video. And the streams are archived, so you can always come back and watch them whenever you have time. This idea came to me with a new change in a recent snapshot. And the change was that withers would no longer be able to damage themselves. When we tested this, it also applied that withers wouldn't damage other withers. As you can see here, both withers are hitting each other, doing no damage whatsoever. This removed the possibility of withers damaging each other and eventually killing each other in some cases that we've seen in the past. And you can see this occurring in my old video where I spawned in a whole bunch of withers to take up the hostile mob count, preventing other hostile mobs in your survival world from spawning. This also means that it would break the old obsidian farm that I showed way in the past, where I had a wither actually hitting himself, making him do the block breaking ability, breaking the obsidian around him. But now my new obsidian farms don't use that anyways. But with this change, it made me think that we can actually use a wither as a shield to protect mobs that are behind them. So what we have here is two withers. If I turn on their hitboxes by pressing F3 plus B, you can see the actual size of the withers. This is the size that the game keeps track of. And this wither over here can see this chicken over here and can shoot at it, but the chicken is actually shielded by a wither. And the same thing goes here. We got a wither that is seeing this chicken over here, but the chicken is safely hidden behind this wither shield. And what's unique about this is that normally if a wither wants to see something, he has to kind of have a line of sight. Meaning like this wither has to be able to see something he wants to attack. So he can clearly see the chicken over there, which is easy to replicate in other circumstances. What is difficult to do is to make it so that the wither can see something, therefore shoot at it, but make his skull never reach the actual target. Now in the past I have done something similar where I made a shield to protect entities that are hiding behind it, and I made the shield out of invulnerable ender crystals. These are ender crystals you can get in survival that will never ever be destroyed. Now there is ways to kind of trick the wither into not being able to actually hit their target without there being any type of entity shield in front of them. There's also tricks that allow you to stop the wither skull from ever leaving the body of the wither. They will immediately explode upon being summoned in. And you can find all these videos I'm talking about down in the description. Now what's going on here is that each wither is seeing their target. So this wither is able to see his target, which is chicken over here, but he's unable to see the chicken over here. So this block here is preventing him from seeing this guy. And there's nothing blocking him from looking this direction. Same thing goes for this wither. This way the wither isn't trying to shoot the chicken that's right beside him. Now withers will also try to stand about 5 blocks above their target. So this wither here wants to fly over to this chicken, stand about 5 blocks above it, and then start pelting it with wither skulls until it's dead. So this wither is trying to fly upwards and forwards, and we got some blocks here which are preventing him from doing it. So this block here prevents it from going forward, and this block prevents him from going upwards. These side blocks on either side are not really keeping him in from going side to side because he's really not going too much to the side. If the chicken isn't exactly in the center, he may slightly try to go off to the side if the chicken's off to the side, but he shouldn't be able to escape it even if we would remove these. But what these do is prevent these skulls that get shot from the side from coming over. So you can see inside of this block there is a wither skull being summoned right here, and it will immediately come in contact with this cobble wall. It is unable to break stuff that has slightly good blast resistance, such as like cobblestone, and therefore it will immediately come in contact and not break it but just explode. Otherwise, instead of one wither skull coming out at a time, there would be 3. 1 from the center and 2 from each side. These side ones could come and shoot around the edge here and hit the chicken, or they could hit close and their explosions could redirect another wither skull, making it be able to go around as well. After we got the concept working, we kind of just left it, but Cheater Codes went ahead and made it look nice and neat as you see it here. Now what you seen there was the wither was actually able to escape by shooting off a blue wither skull from its main head. It's a very rare occurrence, but it will occur, especially if you run the farm for a long enough time. And this will allow the wither to break out the other wither, which will be able to then go over and kill the chicken. Now there's actually a way to fix this, is to allow the explosion to never reach anything that would allow either wither to escape. So let me show you guys how you can do that. So if you would want to make this safe, what you want to do is make it so the wither can't move forward, but remove most blocks which the skulls could hit upon and break out. So we can actually remove this block as well as this block. And what we'll do is we'll lower the chicken down just a little bit so that the wither skull is aimed lower yet. Therefore, if a blue wither skull comes in, it will hit here and do its explosion, try to destroy blocks, but there will be no blocks around it to actually break. So we can do the same thing with this one. So this trapdoor is just preventing the wither from moving forward, and it's also small enough to not allow the skull to hit up against it. Because if it's a blue wither skull and hit up against it, it would destroy but a black wither skull won't actually destroy this trapdoor. And then we also come in and remove this and lower the chicken down one, just like the other side. And now we'll just wait until a blue wither skull occurs, and you can see he won't be able to do any damage to the other blocks around it. Now you could use this to make some type of wither cage or some kind of automatic destroying system. But in the past I've shown way more stable variations of wither cages that I recommend you using rather than this one. But this is a really neat concept to make a wither shield that's only possible because of the recent snapshot change that they did to do with withers. Now while we wait for the blue wither skulls to be summoned in by the withers, as it is random, I'd like to talk to you guys about COPPA, which is going to be a major change to YouTube. It's a new law that makes it so that any video on YouTube that remotely resembles being targeting kids, anything that has bright colors, that is about games, that has animation, or even is educational, will be marked for kids, and therefore all comments will be removed from it. Nobody will be notified when the video comes online. Essentially, the video almost doesn't exist. Now there are some really good videos that go into way more detail about how it all works. I highly recommend you guys watch it because this will come to YouTube and it will affect it majorly. Essentially, there will be no reason for people to make videos about stuff because their videos will essentially not even exist to their viewers. And they predict that the revenue that people get from making their videos will decrease as much as 90%. This ultimately means anybody who makes Minecraft videos are going to pretty much stop making them. And it doesn't really matter what you do, even if you tell them that your videos aren't for kids, they're still going to mark them as for kids, and they're actually going to start finding all YouTube creators that have videos out there that could be seen as marketed towards kids. Now my personal viewership of my videos doesn't even have the majority of the viewers in the kids category. And strangely enough, YouTube has this like age 13 requirement to even make like a YouTube account. So I'm not even sure how this even applies to YouTube. But it is coming, it's going to be a major change. So I really appreciate if you guys would educate yourselves on this new change and check out the videos down below and participate in the petition that a lot of those videos will link. It's pretty crazy what all these changes will actually do to YouTube. Essentially, if they make it too difficult on like people making videos about games, they're just going to switch to something else. And people that are actually making videos for kids are probably going to stop doing that because it's not something they can put time into anymore if their videos aren't being shown or if ads aren't being run on their videos. And what might actually happen is the kids have to go look for different videos to watch, and therefore they might actually watch videos that are not even marked for them. And I'm not sure why they just can't make it so that everybody who like watches YouTube videos have to make like a YouTube account. And therefore, you know, they are at least age 13 or above. Now there is a whole category of YouTube called YouTube Kids, which is for those younger audience. So it's kind of strange that they're targeting videos that aren't even made for kids and then are coming in and regulating them as if they are for kids. It sounds really scary, and it actually is pretty darn scary. So I'm not even sure if I will be able to make videos about the stuff I do on YouTube anymore. And I will be looking into uploading videos on Twitch, and there's always the archive streams on there. And every Wednesday and Friday we do the snapshot testing stream with the viewers. So there's one going on right as this video comes out. So be sure to come on and join us on our server as we design new things. And I'll have that link down below for you guys. I went ahead and AFK'd this for a couple of hours, and as you can see, the withers are exactly the same, and none of the blue wither skulls were able to do any damage. Now you can summon the withers in this position without them destroying anything. It is a little more difficult than just doing one wither, but it is possible. In this world I went ahead and put in some summoning commands to summon in the withers so you guys can do it yourself easily. Now if you would like to mess around with this world, I will provide the world download down below. And if you guys happen to make some stable wither cages using this, be sure to send me images of that on the ProtoTech Discord. I would like to thank you guys for watching, and bye bye.